everybody, Jeri Bellini here from My Arts and Parts and My Year 2017, and today I have another challenge for you. This is a bonus video for the January, not prompt because it has nothing to do with confetti, bubbles, and bling, but it does have something to do with something that Ann Williamson said in her video. She challenged you to pick a quote for the year. And I was thinking about that, and I came up with another idea. I didn't really want to pick a quote for the whole year, although I did pick a word for the year, but my word is going to be constantly changing, and I do realize this. And my word is attitude. And that means so many things to me, and as time goes on, it's going to mean different things to me. So currently, attitude is, I'm thinking, it's perspective. It's the way I look at things. So as far as the quote goes, I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to just pick one quote for the whole year. I think I want to pick a new quote every week. You know, Gina has been posting today's quote. She does it every day. So we have quite a few quotes on our Pinterest board. Excuse me. And so I thought it'd be awesome for us to visit, the Pinterest board and pick different quotes out, one each week. Or, pick a quote on the internet. Pick something that means something to you. So, okay, with that idea in mind, I thought, well, what are we going to do with these quotes? So I made this little book. And I used this book last year. I did do an index card art a day. So that's what this is. So these are not, obviously this is not quotes, and I jumped around and I put things on different pages. And I didn't finish it, as you can see. But anyway, that's okay. So I thought this was I think this would be a great way to house these quotes on index cards. So I would like to show you how to make this little book. And then once you make the book, get yourself a stack of index cards, and every week do some art on the index card and put your quote on it. And it will be fun. I think it will be fun. I'm going to do it. And I haven't done it yet because it was a recent idea. So forgive me. But I did make the book. Now, the other thing I thought of, too, is if, some people like to do Rolodexes. So I might even do the Rolodexes to paint the Rolodexes and then put your quote on there. And they would kind of look fun sitting on the desk, I thought. So I'm not 100% positive which way I'm going to do it, but I did want to do for you a bonus video and show you how to make this booklet. Okay, and now I'm back and we're ready to make our little booklet. So the first thing you're going to need is a cover, and I'm using a decent cardstock that I have jelly printed on both sides, so that really adds to the stability of it. So that's what I'm going to use for my cover. And you cut your cover 8 inches by 6 1/4 inches, so that's 8 inches by 6 1/4 inches. So whatever you decide to use for your cover is fine. And this is the inside pages for your book. And you need to cut these 7 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Now I will tell you that a standard size of cardstock is 8 1/2 by 11, and you can cut that straight down the middle, and it'll give you 2 pieces, and then you're going to have to trim some off. See, it's a little short, but you'll get 2 pieces out of 1 piece of cardstock. So you will need 7 sheets of cardstock or whatever you're going to use for your pages. Alrighty, so go ahead and cut them 7 by 5 1/2, and then what I want you to do is fold them in half, and I would like you to use a bone folder, and if you do not have a bone folder, you can use the back of a scissor, okay, but whatever you do need to press that down. It will keep everything laying flat in your book. So do that to all your pages, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I have all of my pieces of paper folded in half. Now that gave me 14 sheets. You really only need 13, So you can take one and put it aside. That will give you 52 pages in your booklet, 1 page for each week. If you want to keep the extra page, that is perfectly fine. Then you'll just have a couple of extra pages in your book. Alrighty, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to separate them into excuse me, signatures. One of these pages excuse me, one of these pages is considered a folio. So when you start putting them together like this, now it is called a signature. Okay, so we are going to make 3 signatures. One signature is going to have 4 pieces of paper, 4 folios in it. And another one, the second one, is going to have 4 sheets in it as well. And the third one is going to have 5 sheets. Okay, so stack all your folios and make signatures, and we'll be right back. Okay, now you may notice that when you tuck your pages into one another, your folios into each one, and you make a signature, that the inside pages are a little longer than the outside page. And that's because they're being stacked. So if that bothers you, I'm going to show you how you can remedy that. You get a cutting mat, you get an X-Acto knife and a ruler. And you make sure that everything's in there nice and tight. And you lay your ruler down. And it's really best if you're standing up when you do this, so I'm going to stand up. And probably my head's in the camera. And then you're going to take your X-Acto knife and you're going to very gently but firmly go over. Don't expect to cut all these pages in one shot. You're just going to keep going over it, and then you're going to see that the excess comes off. You see that? All right? All right. And you're going to do that to all 3 of your signatures. Okay? And just pick off any little whatever that's there. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. The next, and we have our 3 signatures all ready for us. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold our cover. And I actually stitched around mine with my sewing machine just because I really like that. So forgive the shadows. It's raining again in Pennsylvania. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fold over our cover, and I'm just going to put a sheet of paper in there so you can see. It's about 1/8 of an inch here, about 1/8 of an, no, I'm sorry, not 1/8, 3/8 of an inch right here that we're going to leave sticking out. So we're going to fold this, and we're going to use our bone folder, and we're going to press down that edge, and then we're going to open it up, flip it over, and do it to the other side. Okay? So that's approximately 3/8 of an inch right there. And what we just did is we created a spine. Let's see if you can see that. We created a spine. Yikes. Can you see that? All right, there we go. So we created a spine. It's like a little box shape. All right, now we are ready. Actually, before we do the signatures and sew them in, I want you to cut yourself a piece of white paper, it's scrap paper. I want you to cut it 5.5 inches long. 5.5 inches long by about 1.5 inches. It's just a scrap piece of paper, okay? We're going to fold this in half. Now that I wrote on it, don't you write on yours, you don't need to. We're going to fold it in half. We're going to use it as a template. All right, so I want you to get your template. I want you to get 3 pieces of waxed linen. I'm using this. You don't have to use waxed linen if you have something else. This is Conso cord. You can use anything that's, you know, sturdy, okay? And you're going to cut it 3 pieces, 15 inches long, or at least twice the length, and I always put a little extra, of your book. Alrighty? And you're going to need a needle, a sharp needle, not too thick, with a big hole so that your waxed linen can get in there. Okay? Alright, the next thing we're going to do is get out some kind of a big, thick book. And I keep this little telephone book handy just for this. And we're going to get ready to poke our holes in our signatures. So remember, this is 5.5 inches long, which is the length of your signature. I'm going to fold it in half to find the center, and then open it back up, and then you can see where it folded. And I'll be right back. Alright, I'm sorry, I had to get my pokey tool. So we folded that in half, and now we're going to mark the center with a black marker, and then we're going to measure out from there about 1.5 inches, and we're going to mark that, and then we're going to measure 1.5 inches on this side and put another mark in the crease. Alright, so now we've got 3 marks, and they are somewhat even. Now I measured. I don't usually measure, I just eyeball. But for the sake of our video, I thought I would measure. Now we're going to open up our signatures, and we're going to stick them into the crease of the telephone book. And this assures us of a really good, and I'm just going to put something heavy over there, assures us of a really good getting the hole right in the corner, in the crease, okay? So you see what I'm doing? I'm pushing my fingers down into the signature, into the crease of the telephone book. Make sure your template is exact. Forgive my dogs. I'm just going to ignore them for a moment. Take your pokey tool and go right on that black dot and push down, and you can feel yourself go right into the telephone book. And you're going to do that for all 3 holes, and you're going to go and you're going to do that for all 3 signatures. Now, if you can see that, if it was a sunny day, I don't think the sun's ever going to come out again. You can see that the hole is right in the spine. Awesome! You know, little things excite me. I can't help it. So you're going to do that to all 3 signatures. And then we'll come back and we're going to do the cover. Okay, we're back and we're going to do the cover. Now, you can't see the fold lines, I don't think, in this from the camera. Maybe if I zoom in a little. All right, let's see. And get back in frame. All right, we're going to try it that way. So I still have my template. Now we have to make, we're going to put 3 signatures in here, and there's the crease, okay? See the crease. So we've got to get 3 signatures in here. So we're going to actually put 1. You know, we could probably do it from this side. Let's try this. All right. That's not going to work. I want you to be able to see. All right, this looks like it's going to work. So you see my 3 dots, and I'm going to fold it so I can still see the dots, and I'm going to lay the paper. This is going to be a little tricky doing this and making sure you can see at the same time. So I need to find the center, and this I'm going to eyeball. So I'm going to find the center of the book, meaning this center, and then I'm going to find the center of the spine right here is the center. Okay, and I'm going to do that here and here. So I made 3 dots in the center of the spine. Now I'm going to make 3 more dots, and I am not going to go past this bend in the book. I'm going to go right next to it and make 3 more dots. And the same thing on this side. 3 more dots. Does that make sense? All right, if you can't see it, I apologize. But I think you can understand what I'm doing. Now I'm going to use my pokey tool and just poke the holes. Okay? And this is boring, so I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back. I'm just going to go out a little bit, zoom out a little bit. So now I've got all my holes. I've got 3, 6, 9 holes poked in there, and I've got all my holes poked in my signatures. I've got my thread threaded, and I am going to proceed to put these in. I am going to put remember, one of our signatures has 5 folios in it, so I'm going to put that one in the center. So I'm going to start with this one on the outside, and this is the outside of my book. I'm going to put my needle through the cover, and this is a very simple stitch. It may be called the pamphlet stitch, I'm not sure. If you need to tape this down, use a piece of washi tape. I'm not going to bother. So now I'm going into the center hole. Oops, and make sure that doesn't shift. If you need to use clips to hold this. All right. So I'm going to come up in the center. I'm going to go down. Let me see if we can. And still, if you can still see me. So I came up in the middle. I'm going down. It doesn't matter whether you go down on the whichever end. Flip it over. Go back down into there, the center hole. Go through the signature. See, I'm going to try to stay in frame, and frame is very small now. And make sure, just take a peek under there, and make sure you don't have any excess string. All right, so you come up in the middle, and then you go back down through the cover. See that? Now, oh, this string really is the wrong color. I should have used a different color so you could see. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go under there. I'm going to remove my needle, and I'm going to tie these 2 ends in a knot. Now make sure everything is nice and tight. You know, it wouldn't hurt to turn it over. Make sure that's in there nice. And give it a nice pull. Double knot is always a good thing. All right, you see that? Now I won't bother repeating the next two on camera. You'll just fall asleep on me. So if you need to see this again, just hit the rewind button and watch it again. Alrighty, I'm going to do that 2 more times and I will be right back. Okay, we're back and the little booklet is all done, and I like these little strings. So I am going to trim them a tiny bit, but I am going to leave them, and I don't like them all the same length. So I'm just going to trim them a little bit, and I think they're cute as all get out. You can actually leave, maybe this one's a little long, you can actually leave them long. You can put beads on them if you like. Whatever. You could do whatever you want to decorate your book. You can decorate the outside. That's up to you. Anyway, I really enjoyed showing you how to do this. So here is your little booklet. And let me just show you an index card. We'd go right here. And you can see that. I would not put them in until you are finished working on them. So what my plan is to make the beautiful cards, and then once they're made, then I would go in and you can use a glue stick. That's what I'm going to use, with a very heavy hand, lots of glue on here, and then place it on your page. And you've got 52 pages in this little book, 1 for each week. So if you wanted to do a word instead of a quote, you could certainly do that. If you chose a word for that week that was more inspirational to you. Whatever you can think of. I did make quite a few extra of these, and I am going to put them in my Etsy shop. So if you don't feel like making one and you just want to buy one, you can certainly do that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy making your own little booklet as part of, you know, our Facebook My Year 2017 journey. And thank you guys for watching. And let's zoom out a little bit. And I hope you all have a blessed day full of love and art. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.